Do you want to have a near fully autonomous automation set up for producing white powder in Schedule 1? Well, look no further, as I'm going to go through this very short tutorial on how you can build this setup and manage the automation involved with it, and how it's not as hard as many people may think. It only takes maybe around 30 minutes of time to build, and around 3-4 in-game days to have the system be fully primed for it to just continuously be producing product. The main materials that you will need is 2 lab ovens, 8 mixing stations, 2 cauldrons, 8 air pots, 8 suspension racks, 8 full spectrum lights, and 8 drying racks, and an assorted amount of large storage racks. You'll also need 4 chemists, 2 gardeners, and 3 handlers. This can either be done in the warehouse or in the barn. Both have enough room. Doesn't really matter which one you do it in, but yeah. Alright, well, let's get started. Now that all the main equipment is placed, the next part is just mainly managing all the automation, which I will speed up for sake of clarity. And that's it. Once you actually have all of these supplies and your chosen mixing choices for the 8 available mixes put into the specific shelves next to each mixer, the entire setup should start working. And with that, the setup is done and the automation is successful. Through a pretty simple setup, you are now left with a brick. After a couple days, it does take a couple days for the system to prime itself. It doesn't take that long once it actually starts working. But you're now left with a single brick of product that has a market value of $14,700. Now this can just be given directly to the dealers and they will cut it and sell it with their 20% cut. But for this setup, it requires relatively little maintenance once it actually gets running. The only maintenance that you really need to do is replenishing the fertilizer, soil, and seeds in this storage rack that the botanist pulls from. Replenishing this shelf of gasoline to allow the leaves to be cooked in the cauldron. And replenishing all of the shelves in the mixing area. For any other automation setup, the mixing setup is going to be generally the exact same. This doesn't really differ between if you're working with weed or methamphetamine, but it just is relatively the same. The only thing that ends up being different about those setups is obviously the steps first that end up leading up to the mixer setup. But yeah, if you want to use the same recipe, the mix used to create the product worth $735 per individual item is the first step is motor oil, second step is Coke, third step is paracetamol, the fourth step is gasoline, fifth step is Coke again, sixth step is batteries, seventh step is horse, and eighth step is mega beans. If you have this set up, hopefully it works well for you. If you want to see more videos where I go through automation setups in Schedule 1, please do leave a comment. Let me know. I'll be happy to do them. But hopefully this helps you in your guys' own personal dealing endeavors.